Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to discuss how you can manage your customer support through MyAlice. So if you're a business owner who is active on different social media and messaging channels, using a tool like MyAlice can actually help you to connect all of those channels to one single place so that you can manage those conversations much more efficiently. This can help you improve your efficiency, of course, and then provide you more visibility as to how each of your channels are performing and how each of your team members are performing as well, and of course how your customers are interacting with you, what kind of questions they're asking across different channels. So this all of these insights can actually help you to design a much more conscious customer support system for your business. So let's dive right into it. So how you can manage your customer support through MyAlice. So first things first, a few things to note as to how MyAlice works is you first need to make sure that you have connected all of your channels to MyAlice. So you have your Facebook, you have your Instagram, WhatsApp, and all the other channels that you have. You connect those channels to MyAlice so that we start receiving those messages on the dashboard. Then you make sure that you have invited your team members to your team. So the people who will be managing this customer support, will be managing these conversations, make sure that you have added them to your team, and you can provide different levels of access from admin to agent to supervisors. So based on a particular access level, just provide those access to your team members. Then once they are added, you have all the channels connected. Now is the time to see how you can manage those conversations from our inbox. So once you go to the inbox, you will see the messages coming in on the left side of the inbox. So a key concept to understand here is assignment, as to how the tickets are assigned to a particular individual. So once the ticket lands for the first time, it remains as unassigned unless you have activated any kind of smart assignment or automatic assignment that we will go into right now. But without any kind of automatic assignment, all of those tickets will land as unassigned. And on an unassigned ticket, you can assign that particular ticket to any individual. So you, as an admin or supervisor, you can actually assign a ticket to an agent, or the agent can themselves just send a reply and the ticket will be assigned to them. Once the ticket gets assigned, it will stay locked for that particular individual so that no one else can actually intervene within a conversation. And once someone is interacting on a ticket, they can always go back to the assignment section and they can just assign it back to someone else. So if the conversation reaches a point where that particular individual doesn't have the necessary information, they can always assign it back to someone else. When it comes to automatically assigning it, this is something that you can also explore on MyAlice. So if you have team members distributed in a way that you have people dedicated for social channels, where you have people dedicated for WhatsApp or other messaging channels, or you have people dedicated in terms of relevance. So it can be technical problems, it can be support. So you can divide your team members based on these different categories, and you can assign those tickets to those groups as well. So to create those groups, you can go to the settings, and here under group management, you'll see the option to create a group. So when you create a group, you'll see that you can add your team members, you can add an avatar, you can add the group's name, and you can also enable smart ticket assignment. So what smart ticket assignment does is, based on your team's availability, it actually automatically assigns the tickets to a particular individual. So if you have 3 team members and on a particular time, all of them have tickets distributed, the person with the least number of ticket will get the next incoming ticket assigned to them automatically. So if you have a lot of incoming tickets coming in and you don't want to keep those tickets unassigned, you can always use the smart ticket assignment so that the tickets get assigned to individuals as and when they appear. So with that in mind, once the tickets start coming in and as they appear here, you can always see that there are these icons that you can distinguish a particular ticket from another ticket. So this one is from live chat, this one is from WhatsApp, this one is from Messenger. So all of those conversations coming in under one dashboard. And once you send a reply, the reply will automatically be sent and in real time will be sent to the customer. Here you'll see that there are a few options in the text box. You have the option to add a note. This is for your internal purposes. So if you want to, before you assign a ticket to someone else, you can actually add a note and provide a bit more information that will help the other person to know what the conversation was all about. Or you can also, for your own reference, just add a note so that you can track back later. You can also add emojis, you can upload images, you can set a few fixed responses, so the kind of responses that you need to give on a regular basis. So it can be very standard kind of answers that don't need a lot of personalization. You can add those responses here, and once you've added them, just click on hashtag and all of those canned responses will show up here, and you just click on one and the text will be automatically imported. So this can help you save time so that you don't need to copy paste from somewhere else or just manually type it or long texts on your own. So you also have the option to send attachments or voice messages. So all of the features that you need to actually interact with the customer is something that you get here. Once you have provided the user with the information that they were uh, asking for, what you can also do is you can add tags. So tags is something that can help you to categorize your tickets in a much more guided manner. So say for example, after a particular month, you want to see what kind of topics your questions were mostly about. So if your team starts using this tagging system, what you'll be able to do is to make sure that you know what kind of topics your customers are inquiring about. If a particular ticket is about a refund, if a particular ticket is about any kind of a faulty issues, your team can make sure that they are using a particular type of tags, and once they start using those tags before they close a ticket, you can then track back as to what kind of conversations you are mostly getting. So once the conversation is done, once the customer has received the kind of support they were looking for, you can resolve the ticket, and it will go from your pending queue to your resolved queue. So all of the tickets that you see here, these are your pending. So these are tickets that you have not resolved yet. Once you start resolving them, it will go to the background and it will go under resolved tickets. On that note, we have a lot of filtering options here as well. So if you click on this filter icon, you will see that there are different levels of filters that you can do. So you can filter based on the ticket status. It can be in pending, it can be on resolved. You can filter based on a particular channel. So if you want to only see the tickets that are coming in from a particular channel, you can just filter for that channel as well. You can filter based on a particular time. So if you want to see the tickets that have landed or the tickets that have been resolved within a particular time frame, you can do that. You can filter based on a agent or a group. So if you want to see which tickets a particular agent has resolved or handled, this is something that you can filter for as well. And finally, you have tags. So if you want to filter for a specific tag, you can just select the tag that you want to filter for, and all of those tickets that has that tag will be filtered. You also have the option to sort this queue based on the time they were created. If you are coming in after a considerable amount of time and you want to see which tickets have landed first, you can just sort based on the oldest tickets and it will sort accordingly. So to summarize, once your team is sorted, once all the channels are connected, you have all these conversations coming in under one place, and you can use the smart assignment to automatically assign those tickets to your team members. And once the ticket gets assigned to an agent, they can start interacting from here, from one place, across all of those channels. You have all these small features that you can use to make the process a bit more efficient, a bit more fast, and you can use the tagging to make sure that you are categorizing your tickets based on a particular topic so that you can track back later. Use those categories to understand what kind of conversations you're getting. And finally, one of the important things that you should definitely use is our business hours feature. So if you are a small business or a medium business, you might not provide round the clock support, so you have particular times where your team is available. So what you can do is you can set those timelines, and according to that you can provide your support. So if you go to settings, here you will see the business hours option, and here you can set your business hours according to your operational hours. So once you have this business hours set, please also make sure that you have selected your time zone from here. And once you have selected the time zone, once you have selected your business hours, what you can do is you can then design how the interactions should work beyond business hours and within business hours. So if you are working from 9 to 5, and if someone reaches out to you on 6 p.m., how do you want to help that customer? So once you have set up that business hours, on it will be applicable for all the channels that you have connected, but you can customize how each of those channels work based on your requirements. You can just go to one of these channels, go to settings, and under ticket settings you'll see the option to configure this. If someone reaches out to you beyond business hours, what you can do is you can just send them a message that, hey, we are not available at this moment. You can always reach out to us within this timeline. Or if you want to go take them through a automated sequence where you are collecting a few of their details like their phone number or their email, and you just then tell them that, hey, thank you for providing your details, we will reach out to you once we're back. So that kind of automated flow is something that you can also design. So if you want to design those automation, you need to make sure that you have turned on this chatbot part on the ticket settings. And if you just want to show them a particular message and create a ticket so that the next time that agents are available, they can just take the conversation forward, that is something that you can also do. So you can add a welcome message under offline, and you can also select whom to assign the tickets. So this is something that you can also do. And if you want to design the automation, make sure that you have turned on the automation bar here, and then you are designing the automation from the automation section. So if you go to that particular team, once the customer lands within the outside the business hours, what you can do is you can add a redirect block, and here under conditions you will see the business hours part. So here what you'll do is, if business hours is true, you'll add this condition, and then you will take them to the sequence from where you want to start the automation. So on that sequence you will ask those questions, or you can provide those buttons. So to summarize the business hours part, you can select the time of the day that your team is available, and then depending on that availability, you can customize how the customers are interacting within and outside of those business hours. So that's it from today. As you can see, there are a lot of features and a lot of options that you can use to make sure that you don't have to shuffle between multiple platforms to manage your customer support, but you can just use one inbox to manage all of your customer support and provide a much more efficient support to your customers. So thank you for watching, and look forward to the next video.